Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this video is about stepping into your power over money after narcissistic abuse. This is a biggie, right? My program is called Sovereign. And being a sovereign being means absolutely no one has the right to take you out of yourself on this planet. It means that when you move, it matters. Not just for you, but for all of us. Because every move you make in your sovereignty literally has a ripple effect in the energy field. We're a collective. When you decide to not let people control you, money control you, circumstances, resources anymore, and step into your sovereignty, the world changes, right? People can't be controlled in their own way. They're true to their self and their soul. Money is so linked to how we're trapped in narcissistic cycles and actually how we're limited in this world. The only way I can help you come into your power is to explain to you what I did around these things. And I'm still doing, and sometimes it's still scary for me, but I know what I teach, right? I know some of the most important moves I made in my life were when I decided, not let money decide. When I was living in a trailer in complete poverty, could not afford groceries, I got, interestingly enough, at the same price as my course, $555 together for a program. That program was not on narcissism, it wasn't on trauma, it wasn't on any of the things that actually I teach, or maybe slightly related to wealth consciousness, but it was from a teacher that I really liked. I knew I had to change my life, right? It didn't make any sense. I had no credit cards, right? I just scraped what I had and I made a different move. And what I need to tell you is that you might wonder, well, this is what I wondered, you know, like, how am I going to transform this on the planet? I'm going to have to teach you what I did, right? That's the only way. And how am I going to take people in, a lot of people who are not everyone here, some people aren't at all, but a lot of people in poverty consciousness, even if they're not in actual poverty, into investing in themselves to change their life. It's the only way forward, right? Because when you renounce the power money has over you, you open a different portal of calibration in your life, right? Changing our relationship with money is one of the most important things we'll ever do on this planet. I do have a course on that called Money Magic. You self-study, but you're not ready for that if you've got PTSD. You've got to do Sovereign first. If you're healed on your PTSD, you can do Money Magic if you want to focus on money, but it will bring up trauma, because healing our relationship with money is very related to healing our relationship with ourselves. There's no other way to claim your power back on this planet than to claim yourself back. And that means yourself regardless of other people's control, manipulation, domination, right? And money's a massive one. So it's very important, and I get guided that you pay for Sovereign, for one, right? Two, it's 555, by the way, I do everything intentionally. 555 is an angel number of transformations. That's why, I mean, it's not the only reason it's priced that way, but I trust the divine. It's also the amount of money I came up with in horrendous poverty. My mind was doing this. I knew I had to make a radically different move to change my life. Nothing was working. I didn't know what the moves I needed to make was, right? There was not Sovereign. I didn't have a course like this. What am I going to do next? My mind's like, you need to make a radically different moves to change your life. You've got to take your power back. How do I take my power back? I've got no resources. You've got to do something different, right? I wasn't in the position of, oh, I've got loads of resources that I can just go and try a million things and see what I like. I was in the position of every penny you spend matters. It felt like, if I get this wrong, I've ruined my life. I could be on the streets for it. You know what I mean? It was that bad. I couldn't face the fact that I might not be able to feed my dogs. Like, it was like that bad. It was just like, if I get this move wrong, I've fucked up my whole life. I could literally just be so mad at myself afterwards, right? I spent money in that situation. The voice in my head going, you've got to change your life, and me saying, oh my gosh, maybe I'll just stay here. Can I stay here? Of course I couldn't stay where I was. It was a disaster. You know what I mean? It was just going to destroy me anyway, and probably unsustainable. I had to radically change my relationship with my own personal power, my relationship with resources, so that no one could control me again. And it's still something I have to keep working on as I'm braver in trusting that, like, this is the way. Because I know that people who might not think they've got the money, they do inside of them have the power to make a choice. That's what I know about you, because that's what I know about me. I had to choose and choose and choose again. And what I did in those moments, what I never did, because so many of the things I did didn't work, right? I never went back to the people I bought things from and said, well, I was the poorest one and you should give me my money back. I was like, no, I choose, and I choose again. I took a different kind of stance with it, which was like, I'm not gonna respond to my circumstance in the same way. I'm going to choose myself. Someone wrote in Sovereign yesterday, the new one, this is the best gift I've ever given myself. I would do you a disservice if you didn't have to pay for that course, and I'd do me one too. And I've been told very strongly by the divine not to do that anymore. Like, there are some things that are sacred and have to be done in a certain way, and it's good for you and it's good for me. But changing your relationship with money is a portal to your own expansion and development. There's no other thing about it. Like, it's not... How I changed my life was continuously changing that relationship. Money wasn't going to tell me what to do. Money wasn't the reason honestly, my circumstances did not look like I could make this choice. That's what I'm saying to you. My energy changed. I regulated, I changed my energy. I made definite decisions. I teach you in Money Magic that money responds to definite energy. When you decide you matter and your life matters, right, you'll find a way. When I was doing this, the voice in my head was like, you've got to make radically different moves. And the little girl in me was like, but I don't know what the moves are. And the voice in the head was like, I know. And you've got to make radically different moves. And I was like, but what if I get them wrong? I know. And you've got to make radically different moves, right? And then I was like, but then it could mean, and it could mean, and it could mean, and it could mean, and it could mean. And sometimes it went wrong, and sometimes it went wrong terribly. And sometimes it went wrong in ways where I had to learn more about how to manage my energy. And still every day I play this game, because every day I want to prove it. Every day I want to prove it to you, and I want to prove it to us, because I know what it takes, right? And I can't bypass the bits that it takes. Yeah? If we carry shame about money, if we we're denying abundance on the planet. If I disempower you by treating you, which is what I'm sometimes, I could be, I'm working on not doing, because there's someone in you that's the same as me that would stand in that power and would change their life. You know what I mean? And if I disempower you around money, I'm denying the power in you. I've had many people in that course said at the beginning, I couldn't afford it. And then they decided they wanted it. They got definite about it. The money showed up. Money is an energy like everything else. It's an energetic decision. It's an energetic situation. It is not what you think it is. Our relationship with money is one of the biggest lies on the planet, how we've been conditioned to believe it works. It isn't how you think it is. Money responds to power, not the other way around. People with power attract money. Your level of personal power will completely impact how much money you have in your life. Your level of personal power will completely impact how much manifestation you'll have in your life, because it will determine how much you can hold tension and trust, right? Without wobbling and going back in old cycles. There is no way you can walk into your sovereignty and let money be the reason that you're in a shit job, in a shit relationship, in a shit life. You have to literally plot twist the universe, twist in the universe, glitch the matrix, and you tell money where it goes. You decide what your relationship is, and you make moves that invest in you. I did this over and over again. I did it in a beautiful way, like I say, where some things did not work, and I never ran back to those people and put the blame on them. I took my power back because I decided what I invested in. I had to learn not to shame myself, not to belittle myself, not to let my fear, and I was in the absolute shit. So I know this might be hard to hear, because you'll have many reasons, and many very valid reasons why this doesn't apply to you, or you don't think it does because you think your story is worse. We all have a story of why it was worse. I promise you, I did it in the worst of times. I did it in the times where I was petrified. I did it in the times where I was really looking at homelessness over and over again, like on the bridge of it, on the brink of it, so many times in my life. And this work works. It works. So it's not like, there is so much shit in the internet that is distorting things, and it makes me mad, because it's making, there are people in power that don't want you abundant, that don't want you to know what it really is, that don't want you to understand about money, because there are some people that have used it in a way that literally controls and dominates, the middle class and under, right? There are some people that rely on that. But it's not the truth about money in terms of you know, that that people can only make money by exploiting others. Money is nothing to do with that. That's just how some people have done it to make you think that you can't rise up and get your own. But you can only get your own in a bigger way when you make very different energetic decisions around it and calibrate to a different energy. You take your power back, and you take your power back by money doesn't get to tell you what to do anymore. You learn manifestation, sure, but manifestation will not work unless your level of personal power is in direct calibration with what you want. When you invest in yourself, you tell the universe I matter, you tell the universe I'm coming, you tell the universe watch out, you tell the universe this isn't my life, you tell the universe I want more, you tell the universe I spend this way, so give me more so I can keep spending this way, and everything changes. It's an energetic situation. Money is an energetic situation. Money itself is neutral. We have many things we've put on money, many things we've blamed money for. It's actually neutral. It's all conditioning. Money magic goes through that. But as I say, if you have PTSD and you're very traumatized, you'll think like, I just want to get the magic pill. That's what you've been taught to do. Just give me the quick win. My courses give you they're a sequence where you heal first so that you can actually receive and calibrate to the information and the transmissions when you're healed, so you can actually implement it, not just sell you a magic pill that will not be sustainable for you. That's why my work's so sustainable, right? Right now, if you're not sovereign, you don't need the money course, you need sovereign. Because when you're sovereign, then you're strong enough to do that work. I've got a student now going through it, and the trauma release and money magic is deeper, but she can handle it because she's done money magic. She wouldn't have been able to do that one first, right? It's a deep release. Our relationship with money is one of the most distorted ones, and narcissists use it to abuse us and keep us trapped. We have to transform it, but you've got to start putting your money in a different way. You've got to start thinking about it differently, and you've got to stop letting it control you. You choose definite energy. Money responds to your level of personal power. When you're definite about it, you'll find it can come in new ways. When you decide that you're locked in a poverty consciousness, that there's nothing you can do, and you're not willing to go out there and make a move, where you put your money in this universe matters, because it's where you're making a very strong energetic statement, right? I can only tell you what I know. I know it from working with wealthy people and being in their containers and what they've taught me about it. I know from the moves I made. I know from the impossible situations I was in over and over again, and what I had to keep telling myself to do, to not let it control me, to make my move, to trust it was going to happen, to follow my next aligned move, and to take my power and energy back over the narratives that have been taught to me about what money is and how it works. Money is an energetic situation responding to your energy field. The people that have money are just the best energetic match to money. They tend to have less resistance to it. Your poverty or lack of it, or feeling like lack of it, a lot of it's an emotional problem, not even a real one. Right? Because we just repeat the same cycles, but most people have got a lot more available to them than they think, but they're just used to being in the same pattern of being trapped, rather than making radically different moves and learning how to change their energy around it and attract more. So if you want us to come into Sovereign, please do. Monday, we'll open the first module. If you've got a lot of PTSD, you need to do that way before you do the money magic work. If you are healed and you want to do money magic, that's available to you. Hear me out on this. Our personal power is what attracts money in our lives. Our personal power is when we decide we're worth more. Our personal power, our sovereignty, is when we no longer let money be the reason we don't get to do, be, and have things. That is honestly how it works energetically. Then you're on a different trajectory. You're not locked in a cycle of poverty. We have to bust this one too in order to come into our true power. So please like my channel as well. I think I don't monetize this channel yet, but I do want to get my messages out. I think this is important work. So please subscribe and share. That really means a lot to me. And comment, because I love to hear your feedback. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.